Hello and welcome everybody to the Yard Red Festival. We are in the lower bracket at the moment. It's going to be a best of one series between xGame KZ and Sqreen Squad International. Should be a pretty damn exciting game. I think xGame, they should be the favorites coming into this. I didn't check the betting odds or anything, but since it is only a best of one, anything can really happen. And looking at the draft, already something huge has happened. A Tusk pick. Hell yeah. But we're of course HeflaTV, the English coverage for you. I am Coucher and I'm joined by Mike Lawrence, man. How you doing?
I'm doing a lot better now that Tusk is in the pool. This is Sqreen Squad's hero. This is their jam. This is what they run. And sometimes it works. I think all the times that I've seen it, it hasn't worked. So, you know, maybe this time is going to be that one time where everything goes smoothly. They are not running the usual Sqreen squad, however. In xGame, they're running with their full team. So, yeah, I think xGame should be favored to win this, but Sqreen, they're just going to YOLO it out and pick up Tusk with the Razor. It makes it a little bit more vanilla, but already this draft is going to be skewed. An Ancient Apparition Mag going to be picked up for xGame. It's a rather early Magnus pick. Yes, he's a more popular hero nowadays, but maybe they're going to plan on going deep with this hero. Maybe they're going to slap a whole bunch of buffs on one hyper carry.
They definitely might do so. Ogre still in the pool as well. Sqreen Squad, they're going to have the second pick, or the first pick here rather, in the second phase, but having a Tusk already, which supposedly is going to be a support as well, you wouldn't want to run two melee supports usually. Maybe with the Snowball you're going to get close enough, then Fire Blast, Ignite to follow, but we shall see. xGame though, if they get their hands on the Ogre with the Empower, like you said, they might just buff up that one carry. And xGame, they're usually a team that likes to take things late game as well, or at the very least have those late game heroes. I mean, they love to run Naga Siren. When Brave King was popular, that was really the go-to carry for xGame, really. And now having a Magnus, they can really go for anything they want as far as the cores are concerned.
Oh, and Sqreen. I mean, you don't normally see Visage without a certain other hero partnered up. I'm not going to say that that's going to be the case, but with the Razor Visage combination, Sqreen, they might be looking for that Drow Ranger. xGame, they're going to stay the course, pick up a Treant Protector. So far, their supports are going to be super defensive, and yes, it is going to be a Drow Tusk. I don't know, first time for everything, I suppose. Frost synergy right there, but xGame, they are playing super defensively. As you said, they do like to play the safe and slow roll, and they're going to pick up a Weaver. I love this pick. First of all, I think it needs to see more play. Second of all, it's great against Drow Ranger because you get right into her face and make her lose her marksmanship bonus. So with Weaver with this much protection is going to have a very nice time, and it's going to be very difficult for Sqreen to lock him down with their 0 real stuns.
Oh, that is certainly so. I mean, Drow Ranger, he's going to be pretty much the only one who can take care of a Weaver with the Gust. Although I've seen that matchup happen before as well. Drow Ranger actually kind of crushes a Weaver if you can get the Gust off before his Sukuchi, just because Drow Ranger does a crazy amount of damage. Especially if you should go for that early Mask of Madness, for example. Living Armor will help out a little bit, of course. And one thing I am disliking about xGame so far is just really the lack of lockdown on themselves as well. Really the only thing they have is going to be the Overgrowth as well as the Reverse Polarity.
It's kind of a theme nowadays, like team just don't pick up stuns or anything like on their supports. Like, I mean, this one is obviously a little bit of exception because they have a Visage on the field, but AA Treant being prioritized rather heavily. Both are rather disable light. You get minor slows and stuff like that, but that's pretty much it. So it is going to be a problem really for both teams in order to pick up crowd control. And I mean, it's sometimes a lot more necessary than other games, and Sqreen, they're just going to go for the Tidehunter last. So this Drow Ranger isn't fully committed to, and I think this is okay in this scenario, as Drow isn't going to have the best of times. If you offer her a little bit of protection, she'll be fine. Also, I mean, you already have a melee support, so there aren't that many ranged offlane heroes that you could feel comfortable running, so it's not the most classic all-in Drow Ranger type lineup, but it's still pretty decent.
Yeah, it certainly is with xGame. Their last pick will be the Timbersaw, but what the fuck, I usually should be the mid lane player for xGame. So we might be looking at that Magnus offlane and just Timbersaw mid. And Timbersaw, if he gets off to a good start, just has the ability to mow through people. And Drow Ranger as a core, she's not the most durable of ones. I mean, it's not like her strength for HP is all that bad, starting with a Wraith Band and all, but if you get close enough to a Drow Ranger, first of all, his marksmanship bonus will be held, so suddenly it's not all that scary anymore. And once you get to her face, the frost arrows really don't matter all that much either. And of course Weaver can Sukuchi next to him anyway. So I have to say I favor xGame's lineup a little bit more here.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, Sqreen Squad, obviously it's hard to really analyze their lineup because they do have so many weird factors, i.e. Drow and the Tusk, but overall it's hard because it's hard to evaluate. I'm just gonna say xGame have a much safer lineup as Screen Squad. They have to execute this very well, but they are loaded up into their lanes, and let's see who's going to be playing what on screen. We got Captain Love. He's going to be standing in, playing on the bottom lane. Solo Tidehunter, Necroman on the Neko Drow is going to be handling the mid lane. Up towards top, we got Capron on the Visage, along with ZXC on the Razor. That leaves Sqreen himself on the Tusk.
And for xGame, they're gonna have Watafaka head towards the safe lane by the looks of it on the Timbersaw, leaving Stalkat in that mid lane Magnus. And then aggressive tri-lane by themselves as well. Reeves on the Ancient Apparition with Equal on the Treant, and the last one will be Mantis on the Weaver. So both, they want to go aggressive. I think Timbersaw might have a slightly better time than the Tidehunter, just because, well, you have a Timber Chain. Captain Love taking some damage, but they can't catch up. Equal, he had boots as well, but couldn't get the leech hit off. Otherwise, with the Chilling Touch, would have been just a crazy amount of damage output, really. I mean, Treant, he hurt so bad anyway without the Chilling Touch already.
Oh, for sure. I mean, the damage is huge on this bottom lane with the Chilling Touch, but the problem is that they will really struggle to stick onto their targets and actually apply that damage, unless it's someone like Drow Ranger, who is fairly vulnerable to just dying. Here comes the Illusions, charging forward, and Equal's going to come forward with the Leech Seed as well. Necroman's trying to hide in a corner, maybe trying to dig his way out, but the Illusions are actually blocking Stalkat, but now Necroman is 100% blocked. No, he's actually going to find his way through. Still, he's going to go down. It looks like Sqreen's going to miss, but that's fine because he got the kill anyway. The Ice Shard's going to fly through, trapping Reeves and Equal both. The tower's still firing Reeves. That's going to be 1 kill for Screen Squad, 2 kills as well. Necroman's going to come right back in, get a little bit of experience from that. A great turnaround from Tusk, and that's Ice Shard value right there. You rarely ever see Ice Shards that are that good.
Holy freaking crap. Without him, would have been kind of a disaster. And actually the tree that got eaten way away there, that the Drow Ranger was able to escape, was by the Treant himself. He wanted to get in as well for the right clicks. Because Drow, he had the Sheer Tango, so it's on a 60-second cooldown. So was unable to eat his way through himself, but Treant just helping him out a little bit. And those shards, man, just value, like you said. But of course, first blood still going the way of xGame. Stalkat, though, he's gonna struggle a little bit in this lane, just because Drow, you have great just attack range, nice attack damage as well, especially with the Precision Aura at level 1 and 2 points into Frost Arrows. Necroman definitely going for a really aggressive skill build. And Magnus, I mean, he's gonna have the Skewer to get away if it's really necessary. But Drow should be able to just harass Magnus so damn hard.
Oh, she's going for a very aggressive item build as well, getting the second Wraith band, so base damage is not going to be a problem with Drow, and that's something that Magnuses generally are kind of okay with. They will just be forced to Shockwave and last hit like that, but Necroman's going to keep on poking and prodding. Unfortunately, can't really get that many kills because of the Skewer being on the table, so Drow is going to have so much damage moving forward, but unable to kill, and that's not really where you want to be as a Drow Ranger, unless you get support from Sqreen, who is going to be playing the very much so roaming support Tusk. That could definitely result in a kill if they line it up properly, so even if she doesn't get kills, she will also be offering a lot of damage to the Razor on the top lane as well as Capron on the Visage. So this Drow is actually doing pretty well against the Mag, and you rarely see Drow Rangers get this early of this easy of a laning stage. But if you read the enemy and read that they are going to have a melee mid, then a Drow Ranger is actually pretty decent there, whereas normally she isn't.
Mantis on the run from Sqreen. They were man fighting for so long, the Weaver and Sqreen. Mantis even used level 1 Swarm for it. Sqreen in the end had to snowball. Even got the Tidehunter into it as well, but is he gonna get chased down now? Living Armor on Mantis. Unfortunately, Sukuchi still only level 1, so Sqreen will escape there. Stalkat taking more harassment, but Regeneration Rune, like you said as well, he can just stay on his own high ground and spam Shockwave if it's really getting that bad. And so far, Razor 12-2 compared to a 11-1 Timbersaw. But I think Timbersaw is probably one of the most like impactful heroes with the levels. Once you get to level 6, your just usefulness skyrockets all of a sudden when you compare it to, for example, level 4 or 5.
Yeah, but this is also xGame investing 2 heroes, 2 support heroes, in order to defend this Timbersaw, and they're not even dominating the lane. Whereas Screen Squad, they're effectively running dual lanes right now. Sqreen is doing 100% of the pulling, and Captain Love is just fine versus the Weaver, just because he is so tanky with the Kraken Shell, and if he lands Anchor Smash, he's going to be taking pretty much no damage from the bugs. So overall, the supports from Sqreen, I think, are being used a little bit better, as they are not investing as heavily and they're getting just as much.
So we'll see how it pans out in the long run for them. Weaver getting, or actually is pretty neck and neck with the Tidehunter at the moment, as is to be expected. Tusk, I would have expected maybe a little bit more rotations coming out from him, but since they're running the dual lanes, Tusk alone might just not be enough. So we'll see. He's level 4 now. 2 into Ice Shards, 2 into Snowball as well. As Reeves, never mind. Not gonna be in too much trouble, but Caprona and ZXC, they're feeling rather confident in this top side here. Like you said, xGame, they just aren't dominating really any of the lanes.
Well, we're going to be seeing Sqreen making his first serious rotation up to the top lane, with ZXC already putting himself in a little bit of trouble. However, HeflaTV, I think, missed the Timber Chain. He did. Now let's see if the Ice Shards are going to land. Ice Shard value incoming. Here we go. Going to trap the Timber Saw in. He's going to very quickly Timber Chain out, though. That's how useful that skill is at its worst, pretty much. And at its best, we saw in the mid lane. So Sqreen is now going to start to put the pressure on with 2-point Snowball, 2-point Ice Shards. But I don't know. Tusk is a hero that does rely so very heavily on being able to get those kills. Oh, Stallcat over in mid lane. He got gusted right out of his skewer. Perfectly timed by Necroman. Wow, that was quite the baller kill.
And bottom lane Mantis, he's timing out to Captain Love as well. He needs the Sukuchi, well, didn't even need the right clicks after that. He was waiting for Living Armor, but Tusk, can he get it again? He has the Snowball, Leroy and Mantis had the Magic Stick. Can he turn it around even? Maybe Living Armor still active on him. It's gonna expire now, but Sqreen, he's bottling up as best as he can. Oh man, this man fight time lapse out. Never mind, Mantis, he's safe.
Oh, but the Snowball is going to give chase, and that means that Mantis can potentially turn around for this one. No, he's not going to. Sqreen is still bottling. Going to throw some more shards, which is going to put Mantis in a corner. Is he just totally stuck? Yeah, he's stuck. What the hell is with this game? This is awesome.
I was so sure that the Ice Shards was just going to connect normally, but I guess he would have had to run all the way home anyway, so he was close enough to the secret shop to get the TP and get out. Thank God for him, otherwise somebody would have had to come in with a freaking tango or something. Oh man, that would have been so silly. But Tusk doing a good job not dying, as well as pressuring the Weaver enough there. ZXC really... Whoa, has he skilled stats? I don't think so, never mind, he hasn't. He's just withholding some points at the moment. Doesn't know whether to put it into static link or unstable current yet.
You can't really get a good link on Timbersaw, but he's going to wish he had something now, because he's going to get RP'd without spending any of those points. He is going to get frozen to the floor as well. Timbersaw with the Sword Timber Chain is going to get that kill. First rotation from the Mag. First success with the first RP. Overall getting a kill on the Razor. Now he's going to level up his skills. I don't think those would have helped him at all, but yeah, it ultimately wasn't relevant. The Razor was pretty much dead.
God damn, those Frost Arrows level 4. Dropping a little bit low on mana himself, but the slow 60%, it's ridiculous. Treant couldn't do anything at all. So Necroman off to an extremely good start. 2-1-1. And he's level 8 already. Is that a Hand of Midas in the making as well? I mean, it kind of has to be, otherwise Power Threads would have already been purchased.
Yeah, I think it might be. It's not a terrible item for Drow. I mean, getting gold is certainly very nice, but she does tend to peak in the mid game. So I don't know if she'll get the most value on this item as opposed to some of the other heroes, but really Sqreen Squad don't really have that many other options as to who they're going to rely on come late. Yeah, it should be a Drow Ranger with the Midas, and it's not going to be the fastest one, but hell, she's doing this well. Oh, Snowball towards top, very quickly going to close the distance on the HeflaTV. He does have a Timber Chain out, though. Do they have any more disables? They have nuke damage galore. The damage is not going to kill off Sqreen, nor is it going to, well, it's going to kill off Sqreen and Capron, actually. xGame, they're going to live with their Timbers over just a little while longer, forcing out the Ravage from Captain Love. ZXC still in the area, has no damage stolen. They're going to get a gush onto Reeves. That should be enough to kill him off, but Captain Love's still taking a lot of damage. He's tanky, very tanky. Now it's going to be equal to be on the run. ZXC really wants this one. The lightning is going to strike several times. That's going to be the death of him as well. That's going to be a triple kill for ZXC as the reinforcements are coming in. Mantis and Stallcat both. No RP available. They're going to Plasma Field. Drop Stallcat very low. Soul Assumption might kill him off. It's going to not do it. 30 HP. He survives. In the meantime, ZXC getting gun palm by Mantis. Soul Assumption will kill off the bug, however. So the Visage gets a kill after all. Overall, just an absolute bloodbath up on top lane, and the fight recap is not being helpful at all.
So this fight, 8-7 now in the end of it. I have no idea how many kills actually were exchanged there, but of course in the meantime Drow was farming up. Magnus, a little bit unfortunate that he came into the fight while having so low mana. Otherwise could have maybe gotten one extra kill or something. And this might have been something like a 5-4 in the end, because the kill score used to be 3-2 at some point at the very least. But I don't know. Magnus finishes up his Arcane Woods. Of course, that means that he's still a really long way away from his Blink Dagger, which is probably the most core item on Magnus. But the Snowball, it's being formed. They're gonna go for equal. It's only a level 3 Treant, but he actually managed to outrun it. Ice Shards, they're not gonna follow up. And one thing that Sqreen could do, which we didn't even talk about, there's the RP though, with the Chakra to follow Whirling Death as well. Easy 2 kills for them. It should be at the very least. One more Shockwave, never mind. A right click will do it. But Tusk, taking in the familiars into the snowball.
Yeah, I did not actually consider that. It seems pretty good. I mean, if you get them really close, then you could very quickly dump their damage out and also get those familiar stuns. So if you could line it up properly, it'll be pretty sick. But the hard part is, of course, lining it up properly against xGame, who have quite a bit of mobility. I mean, they have Skewer, Shikuchi, and Timber Chain. And then anyone who doesn't have those survivability tools has living armor to protect them. So it's very difficult to make this combo work for the Tusk, and really that's one of the weaknesses of the hero. He is going to struggle against anyone who has any sort of movements or displacement skill, blinks, Shikuchis, whatever. So Tusk is going to have to do some heavy lifting. I think this is pretty much par for the course in what I've seen of Tusks in games. I mean, they are always struggling. He's going to try to fight with Stallcat. Now snowballing with Necroman. I don't think this is going to be a good decision. Although they are going to put a lot of damage into this Tusk, the Gust is going to completely whiff. They're going to try to go for it, but they don't have the marksmanship bonus. But with the Visage, they can definitely do it. There we go. Soul Assumption, and then constant right clicks. That's going to be a kill for Necroman yet again. And, well, I don't know if Tusk was instrumental in that, but certainly Snowball is glorious to watch.
Come on, Great Shield plus the Frost Arrows level 4. It's just not fair. The Magnus couldn't go anywhere. Of course, he used the Skewer aggressively to try to go for the Tusk. Might have been a bit of a mistake anyway. Ice Blast, top lane. Not gonna connect. Did fly over Sqreen, who is dropping low. Probably not gonna die because, well, level 1 Ice Blast. Plus, of course, no Aghanims buff, so he does survive. In the meantime, tower taken down by Mantis and Reef, so they're getting some map control. 9-9 the kill score. Last hit wise, Sqreen squad heavily ahead, especially the Drone Ranger. Looking at the Goldcraft or net worth. It's only a 600 lead for Sqreen squad, XP about 1.7 thousand. So they are ahead, but of course xGame, Timbersaw really has yet to go into a proper team fight.
Yeah, he really hasn't had to look for it, though. I mean, he's been sticking up on top knowing that Sqreen Squad are most likely going to come to him. Mantis is, very sneaky with an Invis Rune Weaver, and this is not something that xGame are really going to expect. I don't think they're going to smoke up right now, but Ice Blasts are going to fly, and here comes the Timbersaw. Zix, he's going to drop in an instant. Necroman is not too healthy either. He's sitting in the chalk room. He's going to get out because of the Ravage, but he's still frosted up. Mantis is going to shoot forward, but Snowball's going to save him for a little while longer. Not long enough. Time lapse out for Mantis. Soul Assumption is going to cut right through that living armor, but not enough to be lethal, and he's gonna be fine. The Weaver is going to survive. Ultimately a 2-for-1. That's the explosive power of the Timbersaw. However, jumping into one too many heroes without adequate backup.
Although still the combo was pretty nicely set up there, and it's worth the Timbersaw's life there. It's not like he's losing any Bloodstone charges or anything. And goddamn, this Razor. Usually you would consider him a tanky hero, but Ice Blast, just nothing for him to do anymore. Another Ice Blast flying top. Timbersaw, can he get another Chakram off onto the heroes? No, he cannot. Only onto the creeps, unfortunately. Sqreen, like one Chakram plus Timber Chain maybe would have been enough already. But I really like how they're using the Ancient Apparition. First of all, they left him bottom lane to soak up XP, get it level 6, and now just nice harassment with the Ice Blast.
Pretty classic, like Ancient Apparition, just AFK artillery kind of thing going on. And the only problem is when this happens. The Drow Ranger and the Tide Hunter both are going to get a full wraparound. And unless Ancient Apparition starts channeling his TP right now, he's dead. Well, he might be dead anyway. There we go. That would have been like a 4-shot kill from the Drow Ranger. She does a sick amount of damage. Yeah,
especially this early on. I mean, if you're 12-30 minutes in and you're hitting for 180 damage already, plus you're attacking so damn fast, marksmanship level 2, just the raw agility bonus from it is so sick. Unfortunately, they don't have the most heroes to make use of this Precision Aura. Only 2 of the others, Visage as well as the Razor, but it's gonna definitely just mount up at some point. Plus, of course, the familiars when he activates the Precision Aura, which are trying to angle for something maybe on the top lane here. They have reverse polarity on xGame. Stallcat is around, but no blink dagger, so Skewer reverse polarity is not half as reliable.
Oh, Necroman down on the bottom lane is going to get ambushed by Mantis. He's going to try to teleport out, but it's a little bit too late, I think. The damage from Weaver should be just enough. It is. Drow Ranger unfortunately bought the TP scroll, but had it on cooldown for another 6 seconds, so couldn't instantly escape, and she would have escaped. So Drow Ranger going down, a big kill for xGame. Not only is it a kill on the Drow Ranger, but it's also Weaver getting the kill. So carry killing off the other carry, going to give the Weaver the 5th kill of the game. And he's not last hitting the best. I mean, he's very firmly in the middle of the last hit chart, so any sort of kills that he could get is going to be much so worth it. What do you think you go for this game if you're Weaver? I don't think this is really a Lincoln Sphere game.
I wouldn't think so either, and if it was, he probably would have gone for a Perseverance or Ring of Health a little bit earlier, maybe even. So maybe go for something like a Manta style. There's not too much to dodge, and to be honest, he might even be forced into a straight of BKB here. I mean, Visage, crazy amount of burst damage, Ravage of course, even the Gust can be kind of annoying. I guess you can go for Manta if you want to dodge the Gust or something. But, I mean, it might be a BKB game.
Well, Equal is going to get jumped upon. However, there is no True Sight, which is actually kind of surprising for Sqreen Squad. Up against a Weaver and a Treant, and you're not packing True Sight. Do they have it on Tusk maybe? No, they just don't have any at all. So they're not going to get any kills. And once again, they're going to try to go for top lane. This is pretty bold because Tide is just 200 gold away from his Blink Ravage. They're going to actually catch Equal. Where's the True Sight? You just... What? Oh, you just Fade Time, I guess. So yeah, Fade Time is gonna make the tree take a little bit of damage, but now a Blink Dagger being picked up by the Mag. However, I don't think he's gonna TP up to this top lane. It's probably going to be forfeit. Maybe they're gonna get the second deny of the game, but Captain Love moving forward for a Gush onto Wadafaka. The Timber Chain's going to miss. Now Polar Punch and Ravage both with the Gust. Wadafaka's gonna go down. That was very heavy commitment for that, though. I don't really know if that was worth it. They get the tower and the kill, but they're going to lose a tower as well.
A Polar Punch is a low cooldown, so that doesn't matter at all. Ravage, of course, you would want to have it for the fight. But I don't think it's that big of an issue, and now Tidehunter has his own Blink Dagger, which might turn into a really huge issue for xGame in the next Ravage. But in the meantime, Ancient Apparition got his own Hand of Midas, gonna guarantee himself some levels.
Oh,
the Aghanim Scepter, oh god.
Overgrowth onto 4. They're all perfectly positioned for anti-mag, though. Here comes the RP, only going to land onto ZXE. Ice is going to come in, but it's going to hit only onto the Snowball. Now Stallcat's going to hit with the Snowball, and he's going to be brought down. That was pretty insane defensive tactics from the Snowball, but now they're going to go for Reeves. They're going to slow him down. They're going to bring him down in a hurry. Mantis, the only one left here for xGame, and Wadafaka is going to return back into this. Maybe he wants to fight because this is where Timbersaw is at his strongest, but there's the silence onto Wadafaka, plus the damage. He's going to be brought down in an instant. That Timbersaw didn't stand a chance. Mantis can do nothing but watch his teammates die. That's going to be a 3-4 for nil for a Sqreen Squad, using that Snowball to its peak effectiveness right there.
Reverse Polarity wasn't really the best either, but excellent Snowball. And with that, do you think Sqreen is actually going to go, for example, for a Blink Dagger now, always stay in the back lines and even just blink in, Snowball, and bring everybody in who gets Reverse Polarity, or just dodge another Ice Blast like that? I think Blink might be the best option really for Tusk here.
Yeah, I think it is a pretty good item. I mean, it ensures that your Snowball is going to be used defensively. As an offensive tool, it's okay, but that's pretty much all it is, unless you're just fully committed into like Centaurs and stuff like that. So, yeah, I like the Blink here for Tusk, and he's holding on to quite a bit of gold. Maybe he's going to stop for upgraded boots, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case.
So, do we have any other big item pickups to come out? Shadowblade finished on Necroman. Guess it can work out since carrying just dusts and sentries might be an issue for most teams. But Weaver looks like his item will be the BKB. He has the Myrtle Hammer and the recipe. He only needs the Ogre Club. And he kind of needs it as well, because like we saw in the Timber Saw as well, you would think he's a tanky hero usually, but he just got demolished. Like, he went down with 3 seconds or something.
Yeah, it was pretty insane how much damage they were able to put out towards the Timbersaw. And speaking of damage, Mantis in the mid lane is going to get gusted up. He has a haste rune, though. That's going to keep him safe, and maybe even safe enough to turn around onto Necroman. There is no Gust, there is no Shadow Blade. There is a Tidehunter there with an Anchor Smash. Suddenly Weaver not doing too much damage. You can throw the bugs onto Necroman, still doing quite a bit of damage. Gust is going to miss yet again. It wouldn't have really mattered since still the haste rune is up. And that's going to be everyone in the mid lane surviving, but we do have some other fringe items, as Reeves has a Hand of Midas for himself. On an HE Apparition, this item is actually pretty damn good if you get it timely enough. I think pre-20 minutes for AA seems pretty decent if his team doesn't need it. Now skewer forward onto ZXC bottom lane. RP is going to land on 2. Where's the blinking Tusk Snowball evacuation? It's not here. They're going to actually put a lot of damage to Mag. They're going to kill him off. Wow, the burst damage to ZXC is huge. Now the TP out attempt. He's going to not do it, actually. He dies in base. Now Capron's going to try to TP out as well. He should be fine, however. Still, they're taking out 2 heroes, and the Bird's working on a 3rd. Familiar damage, I don't even think was used with the aura. No, they could have easily taken down a 3rd if they used that aura there.
Oh, they most certainly could have. They even lost a familiar now to Weaver there. Weaver definitely a hero that can bring them down so fast with the Cheminate attack. That's gonna be BKB finished on Mantis. But look at the Snowball, they're going on the Weaver. Can they get him though? They pop the Ravage as well. Holy crap, and that's the gem as well. Is it their own gem though even? No, it's Equal's gem, so they lose the gem. This turnaround onto Mantis like that. And I have to agree with you. Precision Aura should have been used in that fight. There's really no point to keep it on cooldown like that. But the familiar drop downs, the stuns, prevented the Treant Protector from getting the Overgrowth to follow up on the Reverse Polarity, so they got to run away far enough. that was just such a key part in that fight.
Man, this game is going so very well for Sqreen Squad. They jumped to Weaver and brought him down without using the Walrus Punch as well. So that would have been most of the damage that wasn't even needed for that kill. Now wielding both the Blink Dagger and the Gem, Tusk is going to be dominating the map. Surprisingly enough,
gonna get spotted by Equal. Come on, Stalkat, Blink, Skewered. Yeah, he's gonna get it before Necroman TP's out. Actually, the Skewered out of him of the Ice Blast. Shadow Blade coming off cooldown in 1 second. Can they get the kill? Juke, Shockwave, random Shockwave. Oh no, never mind. They have sentries, so they were prepared.
And the Sqreen Squad have any detection. Well, they have the Gem, but yeah, they still don't really have that much detection. 1 sentry on Capron. xGame certainly very diligent about keeping this Drow Ranger down, and we're going to punish her for definitely overextending. I mean, you're powerful for sure. You have a nice escape tool with the Shadow Blade. It's not going to be enough. But I was going to say, I'm surprised that Tusk actually doesn't have Frozen Sigil. Like, Snowball is pretty good now, but I think Frozen Sigil is by far Tusk's best skill.
I would agree there. That skill is so sick. Of course, it can be killed off rather fast if you're a Weaver, for example, but with the Frost arrows from the throw, of course, you wouldn't go anywhere. Plus, of course, it would synergize rather well if just pop the Ravage, have the Frozen Shield to follow up afterwards, just slow everybody down so they can't even disengage or anything. But that's where Tusk players, I guess, kind of disagree, or some Tusk players I've seen just Frozen Sigil all the way almost. Others, though, max out the first 2.
Yeah, well, I guess it is kind of a matter of preference, and honestly, there aren't enough Tusk players to make it enough so that there is an overwhelming consensus. So I guess no matter what he does, it is standard, because Sqreen Squad are one of the few teams that pick this hero up, and they're really forging the path for the hero. And it's working okay. I mean, the Snowball defensive usage is pretty nice. It's not going to help the fact that he levels it up. You could always have that defensive capability, even if it is a level 1 Snowball. But hell, if you can punish the enemy at all by landing a 4 or 5 man Snowball in, they're going to be pretty happy. And now it looks like Sqreen Squad, they're going to set up for a trade. They're going to try to take Roshan. xGame are going to very quickly take the tower before that happens and send an Ice Blast. I don't really know if this is a fight that xGame can take, or a trade that they could take. Although Drow Ranger, maybe I'm just underestimating it. Yeah, they're just going to demolish Roshan. However, no. TP's coming in. They should have enough to take Roshan if they fully commit, but they're dropping fairly low. They have a mech on ZXC. Once this ice effect wears off, and they will, or they should use it. Now there's the mech. They're going to pull Roshan up, but here comes Stalkat. RP onto absolutely nothing but familiars that aren't going to care about that at all. Stalkat now is going to be brought down in a hurry. That was almost completely blind, and we saw why. He didn't do anything with that RP. Now Mantis and Equal up on top lane, going to get Nishipan by ZXC. No lockdown, however, and he's going to try to chase forward, but he can't really do anything. Yeah, that was indeed nice. Equal still stuck in the corner. They actually left the Gem back at base, and well, ZXC really wants this. He really wants Reeves. Ice Shard's going to connect. Damage not there, though. 20 HP. No, wait, it is there, because he's not going to be afraid of the tier 3. He's going to breach high ground. That's going to be 3 for 0. Where did the Timbersaw die? Looks like he died solo to Necroman.
He committed suicide, yeah.
That was still a devastating fight for Sqreen Squad. Now they have the Aegis, and now they're going to be pushing.
It's going to be so hard now. I mean, usually when you purchase a Bloodstone, you never want to start losing the charges. It's the exact opposite. You want to start gaining them immediately. But now it's down to 5 charges, and suddenly the item is worth less than you actually had to spend on it. What the fuck? Whoa, whoa, he went so deep. The Gust doesn't stop the Timber Chain, though. Nice charge. Stalkat, Skewer doesn't get anybody with him. Mantis is on the run as well. The Snowball is being formed. The stun comes out. Do they have enough follow-up? Ravage onto 2. Ice Blast connects onto 3 in return. So Sqreen is gonna lose his life, I think. But it's a worthy loss of a life just for 3 heroes.
So Snowball into Ravage. Is that a combo now? Is that what we're doing? Is that where we're at in Dota? It seems like it is. I mean, that worked pretty damn well. Now Equal is stuck in the corner. Do they have any True Sight now? It looks like it doesn't even matter because their burst damage is freaking huge. Holy crap, that Treant didn't stand a chance, and now they're going to mech up. They're all still pretty much at full HP. Their mana pool's not looking too great, but with xGame only having 3 heroes to defend, they're going to have more than enough damage in order to destroy this. The Drow Ranger's absolutely trucking, and of course, that's making everyone else do a lot of damage as well. That's a full set of racks 23 minutes into the game. This is Sqreen Squad playing aggressively versus what we said, a rather passive-oriented team. Like xGame, they're certainly getting in under the timings. Weaver is not threatening right now, nor is the Timbersaw, honestly.
Yeah, the Weaver's just BKB. It's a necessary item for him, I think, but you need a Desolator after that as well. But just his farm rate has been so slow the entire game, and now there's going to be an Aghanim Scepter on Capron. Means 3 familiars, even more damage with the precision aura. And there's gonna be a BKB on Necromon as well, so he doesn't have to be afraid of anything really. And since Ancient Apparition, he went for a Ghost Scepter. I can kind of understand the decision, but you would need the Aghanim Scepter as fast as possible. I don't know, man. Sqreen Squad, they've taken this game by storm, and looking at the graphs as well, it used to be a 6,000 net worth lead, but just one good fight or one just good sequence of fights, I guess. Suddenly they're up to 15,000, and XP also 13,000. Aghanim Scepter on Razor. They are just so out of control. I'm not too sure if xGame... Of course they're gonna have reverse polarity, so it might be enough, but they need the follow-up damage there as well. Timbersaw cannot die immediately.
Yeah, and right now I would say if Sqreen Squad haven't already taken a set of Raxes, I would say the biggest problem for them is going to be pushing the high ground. That's where xGame are going to be at their safest with Skewer RP and stuff like that. Well, hold on, Necroman's going to find Equal, bring him down in a hurry. Now here comes Sqreen with a minor punch onto Mantis, forcing out the time lapse at the very least. Ice Blast is going to fly through, will do nothing. ZXC on the front lines trying to buy a little bit of space for Necroman, but he's very quickly going to regenerate on the creeps. But the hardest part for Sqreen Squad against the lineup of xGame is going to be breaching the high ground, if not for the fact that they've already taken Raxes. With the Aghanim Scepter on Razor, plus the damage that everyone is putting out with the Drow Aura, breaching high ground is actually pretty nice considering the Chakram, it's not too deadly right now, and the Mag is not willing to jump into this. ZXC is going to take quite a bit of damage, however. Now the Gust can land on 2. Reeves is going to get blown up. Now the Drow wants more. Blink Skewer back onto ZXC. That will be his death, but here comes the Snowball with everyone else as well. Ravage combo once again. Wadafaka going to drop. Equal's going to come in for an overgrowth on pretty much everyone, but Mantis can't really follow up. Necroman's going to respawn with the Aegis, trying to look for Equal. The damage is going to be huge, and it will be enough to bring him down. This time, they still didn't have True Sight, but it looks like True Sight is just overrated, it seems. They're going to plow their way through and take the tower and probably the second set of Raxes.
Capron is actually carrying the gem on the Visage, so I guess they had some form of vision, but they didn't really need it. The burst was so real, and man, the snowball ravages. They've been doing it so nicely every single time almost. Captain Love sitting on 3.8k gold. 2 sets of racks, 26 minutes in. It really feels like it's already GG. They're probably not going to get a third one, at least not without a fight. But it's going to be a fight that they might just win anyway, even without their ultimates and the Razor being present.
Yeah, the Weaver just needs to do so much work right now. Honestly, I think it's probably the Mag who's dropping the ball more, though. Mantis is going to get caught out, though. Gus is going to annihilate him. Radiant's Courier goes down, not relevant at all, only holding a Ring of Aquila. That's a little unfortunate for xGame, and now it's going to be the Ancient Apparition almost dying to creeps. Jesus, man. The Mag has kind of dropped the ball. His RPs have been rather bad. I mean, landing an RP only onto one, like a Razor, and then only familiars. He really needs better RPs than that. A Skewer onto Sqreen is a nice way to start, but instantly Captain Love jumps in with the Anchor Smash and Shiva's Treant goes down. Wadafaka and Stallcat both seem to take a truckload of damage from Necroman. That's going to be another one down. Stallcat doesn't have a Skewer out. He already used it to get in. That's going to be 4 down. xGame are going to tap out, and that means they are out of the Yard Red Festival.
Man, Sqreen Squad, they definitely deserve this victory. Just a different draft, but they made it work for them. Just not enough pressure applied from xGame, and the Treant Protector did absolutely nothing in this game. Like, really, he was level 3, 8 minutes into the game, and Living Armor as strong as it can be, just the burst damage from Soul Assumption, for example, just mows through it anyway. Their laning was just a little bit too passive, and Sqreen Squad, they took full advantage of it.
I mean, yeah, that's what happens when you pick up a Tusk. You're going to be playing aggressively. Didn't really expect the Snowball Ravages. That was an additional treat. Didn't really expect so many clutch saves from the Snowball, but I guess xGame didn't either. It's not a hero that you often see, and therefore it's hard to play around.
So guys, that's going to conclude it for us for the day, for the Yard Red Festival at the very least. Unfortunately, it was only a best of one. Rather awkward to just have only one game for a stream, but on twitch.tv HeflaTV, there's going to be Moscow 5 versus My Insanity, which is being played out right now as well. So definitely check out that. We're going to host over this stream there as well anyway. So more Dota to come, of course. And the Yard Red Festival will continue, I think, on Monday. Should be on the 27th. So something to look forward to. The upper bracket should be there. In any case, thank you so much for coming once again. I appreciate it. And if you enjoyed, be sure to follow us as well. All the necessary links will be below the stream. It's HeflaTV on everywhere pretty much. For the casters, it's at Coucher on Twitter, Twitch, everywhere for me. At Mike Loris for my co-caster. And any last words?
Not really. Maybe more Tusk in the future, but I doubt it. Sqreen Squad, I love it because they pick up weird
Sqreen Squad
heroes.
won, so maybe we'll see it.
Oh yeah, it's going to be their next game for sure. I mean, they're still in the lower bracket, and they're going to be facing up against Hehe, I think. No.
Oh,
Maybe?
Maybe. Let me check.
I have no idea what this says.
Wait, I'm gonna check. They're gonna go up against... No, wait. What the hell? Screen Squad? Oh, okay. They're gonna go up against Album Sheet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Coolio. So, guys...
good luck with that.
So, just a few songs now to finish the stream. And check out twitch.tv Heflamoke for my Insanity versus Moscow 5.